Hello. Oops, here I am. Hello and welcome back. Welcome back to the grind. Here we are. It's fixing the motor of the TR7. Now I did get all the parts. There's a box full of parts there, and they're all the gaskets and seals and rings and bearings and stuff like that comes from Wimmer Brothers. And then I did, like I've got the crankcase, so crankshaft out here now, but I did do the head this week, so I'll show it to you. There's fixing up. I guess I even fixed mushrooms, eh? Anyway, that's another story, but it won't. That's all you get to see of that one. The head over here, I've got this finished, and all of the camshaft is on. I've gapped everything underneath there. Well, I just measured the gaps really, and grinded the valves and all that kind of stuff and cleaned it all up. So that head is ready to go onto the car, or onto the motor. So stick around, you'll see what I did. Then next week or coming up, I'll do the rest of the motor, I hope. So enjoy it, and like and subscribe and comment and everything like that, and tell my later me that I found the timing chain. Okay, bye for now. Yeah, here I am. It's a back at the TR7, right? There it is. And parts have arrived, so I'll start working on it again. That's the hovercraft. I've got that stuck back in the corner there. I'm waiting for some parts to come from that. I ordered from eBay. eBay is good for lots of parts that are, obscure, but it takes a long time for anything from eBay to get to me. So we'll just have to be patient, and it'll show up, and then I'll carry on. Okay, so whoa, dark, light. Yeah, there, get some light here. Anyhow, where am I? That's the TR7. Motor's over in the other shop over here. Doggies relaxing on the cool cement. It's nice and sunny and warm. The kitty cat is relaxing on the grass in the shade. Yeah, it's so nice to have these fans of mine that sort of hang around close to where I am, but not really. They make on that, that they don't really care if I'm here or not, but somehow they're always just in sight. Okay, so TR7 motor's right there. I'll pull that out, and this box here has got a new, or not a new, but it's got a replacement head for it, and it does include the whatever you call that, the camshaft. I also ordered another camshaft that was nice and cleaner than this one, and it hasn't arrived yet. But the points are, all the internals that I need for here are in the house. They've come from Rimmer Brothers, and rings and whatever you call those things, bearings and all that kind of stuff that goes along with it. So I'll dig out all the stuff for this and start putting it back together, see how things work out. I neglected to order a timing chain for it, but then I measured the one that I have, and it's actually right at specifications, so it's no stretch to it, not stretched in any way, and it seems to be in pretty good shape, so I'll just use it, see how it goes. Yeah, there's the surface of the little mark right there, but that's not in a place where it's a problem. And a little mark right there, also not a place where there's a problem. But all in between the cylinders is fine. And I got an extra thick head gasket for it because, old stuff, right? That'll account for any little bit of warping that's in it. Now, the jack shaft I really don't want to take that out if I don't have to. I'll think about it a bit. But I'm going to take and see if I can clean off. It actually is in pretty clean shape already. So I'll just take some of my cleaning goop and spray it all over it, and then see if we can rinse it off a bit and see how it looks. I'll put tape over the top of this. I'll put some tape over this thing here too. And maybe put a baggie over this bit here, eh? We'll just figure it all out, right? Okay, I'll tape it up. Covered up in the side over there, and then I decided with this one here didn't have a nut in it before. It had mud daubers in it, but anyhow, I cleaned it out, and it's a 5/16 fine thread. So I figured, well, I'll just clean out the rest of them while I'm here, and just about done with it. We got about 2 more to go. I have to clean off the instrument after every, clean that off after every time too, eh? I think this might be the penultimate, no, there's 3 more. This one and 2 others. That one I've got done, that one and that one have to do. These 2 here are 1/4 inch, so I'll get them after a bit. This one here is a little bit dirty. The rest of them just twisted in really nice and easy. This one, I wonder if it goes right into the water chamber, water jacket. Anyhow, you get the idea on that. Yeah, there now. I've given it a good bath outside and wire brushed everything. Then I hit it with, well, what do you call that? My grease remover stuff over there. And then after that, I blew it all off with the air gun. Hit it with the water hose, blew it all off with the air gun, then gave it a swat of WD-40, which is water dispensing 40. So that should get rid of hopefully all the water's gone out of it now. And I'll leave that overnight, just let it set, because it's quitting time. Maybe I'll go and sit in the deck and have a beer, right? That would be a good thing to do. Okay, see you later. Here I am, back on the TR7. Now, I came out this morning, I did a bit of gardening this morning too, but that's all right. So, I gave it a coat of just flat black paint, stovepipe paint, or whatever they call that stuff. And then I went at it one more time to make sure there wasn't any paint residue in here. I went at it one more time with the hone. And like you can see, I don't know, can you see right down in there? There's a little bit of marking there. You can't catch it with your fingernail or anything like that. Down in here is a bit of marking, but you can't catch it with your finger. And down here, you can see where the pistons were sitting when it was sitting idle in the rain, right? This one you can kind of feel it, but not bad. You have to be very careful. You can't catch your fingernail on it, so it's okay with me. Other side, this is the top side over here, which is, wouldn't get any water in it. But it definitely had water in it, and that was what happened to it. It was too bad, because it was actually a nicely rebuilt motor before I got my hands on it. Well, not nice. There was a bunch of parts that should have been replaced. Anyway, that being said, I haven't taken out the jack shaft. It feels okay. I can't get any movement up and down or back and forth on it, so that's good, and everything seems to turn okay. So now I've got a box full of, this is from, whatever they call themselves over in England. Rimmer Brothers. Box full of Rimmer Brothers and a new head. So I'm going to get the head out and have not a new head, but a replacement head. I'll get that out and see what it looks like. Yeah, on first glance, it looks like it's in pretty good shape. A little bit of a burr right there. Don't know what that'd be from. And otherwise, maybe that's a casting error. That looks all right. Let's turn it over and see what it looks like on the other side. Whoop. You don't care about looking at me, do you? Yeah, that's better. Doesn't look like they did anything offensive to it when they were taking it apart. Casting number in there. Might be okay. Doesn't look like, looks like all the spark plugs should be okay. Well, should be okay for putting spark plugs into it. And all these bolts for the there were a bunch of these that were worn out on my other one. And they seem to be okay for this one. We'll get them all cleaned up, and yeah, they look all right. Okay, may have had a decent life, this one, or a previous decent life. We'll just see. Anyhow, I'll take it apart. I'll take this off of it also and clean that up. I'm pretty sure I have a new gasket for that. I'll take the cam off it and get the valves out and see how they look and reseat them as per required. It doesn't look like any of them are. That one's got a little burn mark on it. Doesn't look like, it looks like they're okay. So I'll check them out when I see how the valve guides are and stuff like that. Anyhow, carry on. Camshaft looks surprisingly good. So I don't think I have a problem with that. I might have a spare camshaft if anybody needs one. That one there, no. I thought there was a bash on it, but no. They're all very good. There's a little bit of dirt or something in there. That's just dirt, eh? We'll get that out of there. That might have been not tightened properly. It wasn't. Anyway, don't know if these followers will follow out. We'll just see. Get a magnet on them and see how hard I have to pull. Anyway, that's coming up soon. I gotta get, I have to get a, these ones here, they're all numbered, right? That's number, oh, that's the one at the end here, but, and they can only go on one way because of the way they, because of the way it is there. That size is higher than this size, so it won't go on backwards. So that's good that way. And these all look pretty good. All the way along the way there. That's all my nuts and bolts. One washer missing off of one of these ones, maybe that one. So, that looks okay so far. I'll see if I can get these followers out. That one turns, 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 that one turns. They all turn, so if they all turn, they'll all come out. Just get my big magnet and get at them. But I have to get a something to keep everything in order here. Hang on. Yeah, so here's my fantastic woodworking skills. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the valves in the same order that they come off of there. So this would be like, what is that? That's exhaust, that's inlet, that's inlet, that's exhaust. So I'll mark that on there. Okay. Yeah, they all come out nice and easy. And the little, they all have a, this is how you adjust the valves, that little spacer. So I'll just leave that on there, and then the spacer sits on top of that right there. So, okay. Anyhow, those are the followers, or the, cam followers, yeah. So the camshaft looked good, all the followers look good, maybe I have a good head. So I'll pull the valves next and check them out, and I've got little holes to put them in along here, and the springs can sit in there so I don't get them mixed up. Okay, that's what's happening next. Yeah, so I've got this contraption on it, and it holds one end of the valve down there, like that end of the valve, and then I'm able to get it out this side here. I'll show you. Just follow along for a minute and then see how things work out here. Got to sort of hold this to keep it from twisting too much. Now I've got a magnet here to pull these these clippy things out, if I can get them. There's one clippy thing, and I just put it in, let it rest in there. There's the other clippy thing. And then loosen off on this. It's just a cheap Chinese, this thing, but it seems to work, so I'll just be patient with it and make it work. And you just move along to the next valve. Then the spring and this part here comes out. And so on and so forth. So those first two, I'll just check them out here. Valve guides aren't too bad. What you do is, I'm upside down and backwards here, but here you just pull it out about that far and then shake it around a bit and see if it moves a significant amount in any direction, and it doesn't, so that one goes right there. These two are okay. That one goes right there, and actually the valve itself looks all right. And how's the seat look? Can't tell. I'll check them all later, but so far so good. The valve guides seem to be all right. I won't worry about them too much. Okay. Yeah, there's all the stuff. So everyone's got a spring, two of those little things, one of those spacers, and a top bit. And I'm going to measure all those springs. I think they all seem to be about the same. Valves, that one's in good shape. That one's in really good shape. This one here is beat up on the top, and it's beat up on the bottom too, but I can clean that up, I think. This one, pretty good shape. Really good shape. This one, a little bit of corrosion on the bottom here. You can tell which valves are hanging open when... Is that bent? I'll check them all and see if they're bent. That looks like it's bent, hey? That one there is in good shape. That one there is in good shape. And finally, that one there is in good shape. Which one did I think was bent? This one? Can't tell anymore. I'll roll them all on the anvil and see. Now in here you can tell where there was a little bit of this one, like that one was hanging open, and another one, this one was hanging open, I think. Anyway, I'll clean them all up and then I'll lap these valves, and if I find a bad one, I'll use one from the other motor, right? I've got a bunch of them, so just about have two full sets, one full set, and I guess there's two cylinders on the other side that are not great. So I've got an extra 4 valves anyhow. Yeah, so all of these bolts in here, all the way along for the exhaust manifold, they've all been helicoiled M10 1.5s. So I'll clean up the bolts, but I won't try and put anything in there because that'll just screw things up. Then what else? I wonder what these ones, these are like you can put some sort of port on the exhaust or whatever. I don't know why. Don't know what they're for. Somebody thought of something sometime but never did anything. Hey, could be who knows, hey. Yeah, so these bolts here, which go in here into the helicoil bit, they're all metric M10 125s. The bolts that go on the other side in the what's that called, intake side, are 5/16/18s. So how do you like that, eh? And these ones here, I'm not sure that some of the threads are, I think they've been rethreaded to it. I don't know, but anyhow, I'll clean them all out and see how they look. Okay, here, now see this? This is the inside of my, whatever you call that, valve cover, right? And it's pretty cruddy. And you got this crud cutter. It's supposed to, it's supposed to take rust off well. And I'll just try it out and see what happens. Yeah, so I've got this thing that fits on the end of the drill. You have to sort of hold it like that and then run the drill, so it's a two-handed operation. And then that suction cup holds onto this, perhaps. And I've got some Permatex valve grinding compound on there. I've done one, and it actually turned out pretty nice. Like I'm quite happy with that. That's a good grind. It only took like 5 minutes. So this one here, I've taken it over to the wire wheel, cleaned it off, and now I'm going to see in the seat on that. Looks good. So everything is, that's a happy seal. This one's ready to go with valve grinding compound on it. I'll just turn this way a bit. Maybe you can see what goes on. Point the camera about there. Yeah, sure. We'll see what happens here. Now, sometimes this works well, and sometimes it doesn't work worth a damn. But you see if you can get that. See that? And what happens here is that machine there makes it go like back and forth, back and forth. It doesn't. So see this thing, like it works back and forth as it goes. If you leave it like that, it'll just go around in circles, but you gotta hold on to the end of it and it'll work back and forth. Then, if you notice I was lifting it back and out, so you lift it out and let the grinding compound, get more, get cozy with the thing, eh? There, that's not bad. Not perfect, but not bad. I think it'll likely. Looks good on there. Well, it looks reasonable on there. And I'll get a light here. Hang on. Wonder where. Here's a light right here. There, can you see the seat in there? The seat looks, or is that too bright? I don't know. hard to say with this thing sometimes. A little bit less there. Makes it flashy, right? Anyway, that seat looks pretty okay. So that's about all it takes. Just only takes a couple of minutes of grinding on it just to make it so it meets, meet each other well, and then they once they meet each other well, then everything will be happy as it goes along. So that one there is good, and that's a good valve. So only got another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to go, right? So I'll do them up and I'll show you when I'm done. Yeah, so here's what it sort of starts like. Maybe I'll get a light here, eh? Get a light, Lauren. Get a light. See how that's pretty, it's all rusted and yucky and corroded and all that kind of stuff. I already did wire wheel inside here, so that cleaned it up pretty good. And it might take a bit more cleaning up there on the ports, but for the most part it's not bad. So I'll take the wire wheel to this over there, the big wire wheel, and clean that off, and then I'll what do you call it, I'll lap it, and then I'll show you. Yeah, so for whatever reason, get some light here. There's it there. Is that focusing? I don't know. Bring it down a bit. Anyhow, for whatever reason, that valve here, which goes right in that one, number 2 cylinder, very pitted. So I took one out of the other motor and I ground it up, and it's nice shape, and so is the seat is in nice shape. So this is replacement. I'm going to check the length on them. So this one here is like 20 thousandths longer than the other one, so might need a thicker adjusting thing underneath it. We'll just see how they all come out together. But that one there fits nice, it looks nice, feels nice, it's nice. This goes in the reject pile there. Anyway, that's okay. I'll just carry on. On to the second last one here. This one. Yeah, so it doesn't take much. It doesn't take very long. And not, you know, you just have to clean them up so they seat well. And these ones are seating exceptionally well. Last time I did this was on a Volkswagen van, and they didn't like to be seating, even though I had new ones. Like, maybe that was my problem. There were new ones. So there, I don't know, can you see this now? Let's see. Is that, yeah. That turned out pretty nice, that one. And they all turned out like that. So, I'm pretty happy with it. Should be okay. The only one way over here, this one here, I had to replace the valve because it just wasn't any good. Like here's the one that I replaced. I don't know if you can see all that. So do you see all the pitting on that? That was the only one that was pitted up. It was like the hanging open when, you know, for when it was hanging around waiting to come back to life. It was hanging open, this one. Okay, I'll carry on and finish it up. Yeah, so before I do anything, I clean them up on the wire wheel here. You know, I get you in it. I won't point my finger at it. Then after that, a generous dose of brake clean everywhere. And a dash of WD for good luck. And you can feel if there's any grit on them when they go in. So they're feeling pretty clean. Because the last thing you want is grit in there, right? Yeah, they're both good. Next, then when I'm done with this, I'll rinse off the whole thing with brake clean. Yeah, okay. So a jar of grinding compound this big is like a lifetime supply, eh? So we'll just, I had a lifetime supply before and then I lost it somewhere. So anyway, that's okay. Yeah, here, so I left this cooking away with the rust remover stuff on it all the time that I was doing the lapping of the valves. And I'm going to say that that stuff works really, really well. A little bit left on there, but that's, you know, nothing compared to what was on there before. So I'm happy with that. That'll be fine. We'll just, hopefully it dries out here soon. And that'll be good. Yeah, so just for interest's sake, I measured all these things. 107.7, 108.5, 108.08, 107.77, 108, 107.82, 108.0, 108.32, 107.52. So the shortest ones are exhaust ones, 107.5, and the longest one is this one here, which isn't, is that the one I replaced? No, this is the one here I replaced. So this one here is 108.5. Is that the one I replaced? Don't remember. They all look the same now, don't they? Yeah, this is the one I replaced, so it's the longest one. So anyhow, find a shim to fit. I've got some shims to choose from anyhow. Yeah, okay, so that's enough for today. I'm quite happy with this. It turned out nice. It's dry now. That's clean of rust. Hey, rust gone. Good. Then this thing here, what did we get done? Valves are all lapped. The head's apart. These things here, I cleaned out the threads and all these things. These are Imperials. On the fire side, it's metrics because they've been helicoiled, that's the word, and cleaned up the head. So I think the head's pretty near ready to go. I'm gonna have a look, and tomorrow I'll see if it's flat. Just put my ruler on it and see if any light comes underneath. I did go over this with 80 grit sander on the on that little yellow thing there, whatever they call that, orbital sander, just to clean up any sort of burrs and stuff like that. And there's one, I'm going to go ahead and use the pistons that I have because there wasn't anything available. They're all numbered, which ones, but I think number 4. One of them had some burring. I can't, oh yeah, right here, this one here. I'll clean that up a bit. That's a little bit burred there. So I'll clean that up. Anyway, Doggy wants to be off his rope. I don't blame him. Time to go and sit in the deck and have a beer. Okay, here I am back again, right? On to the what do you call this? Triumph TR7 motor. This thing here is all pretty nice and clean, ready to sort of put together. this thing here is cleaned up and the valves are ground up and ready to put together. Now, there is a saying around here, I've learned so much from my mistakes that I'm going to start making them all over again, so we'll see what happens here. First off, I'll sort of clean off in here, like right in these ports. A little bit of grunge in there, but nothing big, just a little bit of, maybe I'll take a bit of sandpaper and clean that off. Maybe I'll just use some brake clean and clean that off. We'll see. Exhaust ports I'm not worried about because it blows out the other way. And then I have to, so I'll put the valves in, I'll adjust the valves as best I can, and then I'll move on to putting together the block, which would include all that boxes full of stuff over there. Boxes and boxes full of stuff. Yeah. Now, got to remember where it all goes, right? See, I tipped the motor over and a couple of these fell out, right? So they go on there like that. And I dug them all out with my handy little magnet. Just poked in there and got it. So I'll clean up in there now, and then I'll start reassembling it with all these bits. That's good. Okay, now you learn more as you go along. Good thing I didn't make that mistake, hey? Yeah, for some reason the camera's decided that it's slow to start recording. So sometimes I clip off myself at the beginning of any of these clips. So you have to make up what I might have said, hey? Anyway, I did clean all these races off with Scotch-Brite, and just a little piece of Scotch-Brite with some brake clean on it, and it worked quite well at cleaning them off. Then I sprayed everything in there with Scotch-Brite, but I'll take a Q-tip and just clean up in around the bottom of that thing there. There we go. Okay, here. Now I've got two of these in. So now I'll show you what I'm doing, now that I've got it figured out anyhow. So this is inlet valve, going to go in right here. Now I've got this, you got your ultra slick engine assembly lube, so I'll just put a little dab will do you on here and then push it in this way so you get this end of it oiled. Then I'll push it in from the other side and get the other end oiled. Hang on, I'll show you. I'll put you up here and move some stuff out of the way. Maybe you can see what's going on. I'll turn it a bit. There we go. Can you see that? Maybe, hey? So this is your lubey lube. Very, very sticky, this stuff. Now they say, I've read somewhere, I don't know where I read it, but I read somewhere, not to put this lubey lube stuff on the pistons because it's a little bit too heavy and it makes it so that you have too much compression in the combustion chamber. That feels really nice. Then this assembly, did I get that right? Yeah. I haven't put any oil on these. I'm going to just drop some oil on them later. And then this guy. that. Drops right in there. There, that one's in there, and you see the little little gap on the keepers up there. That's normal. They just sort of fit around like that, and the magnet makes it really easy to get those things in there. So I'll just carry on. It's just a slow go. I'll show you how it is when I get it all done. There you go. They're all 1, 2, 3, 4. This is number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. And I went in that order. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's good. Then I'm done with this for a while. That's the little kit for doing this kind of stuff. You got all sorts of different sizes for different size valves, and then a couple of stoppers and blah blah blah. It seems to work pretty good for a cheap Chinese thing, right? Yeah, now I'll just clean up all these things here, which are all the cam followers. Clean them up a bit and put them on, along with the spacer. Everyone's got a spacer. Maybe I'll measure those spacers before I put them on, just to see what they are. Okay, I'll do that and I'll mark it on there. Yeah, so that little clue of measuring these things. So this one's 2.54, 2.72, 2.58, 2.62, 2.65, 2.58 again, 2.70, and 2.54. That little clue, I got that from Henry's garage. He was doing this and trying to get these things set up, and then he measured all those and then did a little bit of math on it, and it all worked out. So that will be, I'll follow that little bit of advice there from Henry. Anyway, now this, I'll put the cam in, and I'll clean these, put them in, and then go from there. A little bit of burring, like there must have been got some dirt in there one time to go back and forth. A little bit burred. I'll check the rest and just see how they are. That one's nice and clean. Okay. That one's pretty clean. That one's pretty clean. Pretty clean. I wonder if that's the only one that's burred up. This one's got a bit of a mark on it. Pretty clean. That's the only one that's burred. So maybe I'll find a good one from the other motor and put it in here. Then I'll put the micrometer in there and check the distance across it. See what happens there. Okay. Hang on. There, that's in inches now. So I got to change this to millimeters. So that's 1.215 inches. Take away an inch. So the distance from inside to the outside is 0.215 inches, because I've got an inch spacer in there. So now I'll do the other one, check it and see if it's the same or how much difference it is. Yeah, so I measured the first one wrong. It's 1.2110, and the other one, the new one, is 1.2119. So it's a bit thicker, but also this is a bit thinner by 2 millimeters. So let me just change those numbers to millimeters and then we'll figure it out. Yeah, so there's the numbers. The one, let me get my phone over here. This one would be the one that's all burred up, right? Burr. So with it and its follower, the total distance across is 7.899. With the one out of the other motor, which is in good shape, and this spacer, the spacer in the thing, the total distance across is 7.902. So basically the same, like 1/1000th of or 3,000ths of a millimeter, which is, I don't think I can measure that with my measuring tools. Well, I can, because I did there. But anyway, a micrometer will measure it, but you can't, like, that'll be okay for valve, whatever you call that, the valve gap. Okay, so then this one here, I'll use here, and hopefully that's a bit cleaner than the one that was in there. Yeah, this one here, I went to put the spacer on, and they usually just, like, the spacers just fit in. I'll show you with this one. Yeah. So they just fit in, and they sit in there with, without falling out. But this spacer, which for this one here, wouldn't sit in there. So what do you know? Wouldn't for here. Did I miss that? So they usually just like sit right there without falling out. This one here falls off. So I took a closer look at it, and that keeper's not quite right. So I'll have to get my valve thing out again and get that keeper in right. Yeah, there's all the the followers, or whatever you want to call them. Tappets? Yeah, tappets. That's what they are. There's all the tappets in there. Now I just put some, this is like 10W30 oil in here. So I just put a little bit of light oil on them. Then I turned them till I found where they fit the nicest in each one. This one here a little bit. Hopefully it works in all right. That one there. So this is the one that was burred, number 4, and that's the same one that, on the last head, that's the one that went bad, right? So, I don't know, maybe that's just the way the back of the motor, it's where all the dirt goes and everything like that, so yuck. Oh well, that's the way it is. Now, to carefully put this on, like everything on it, it looks good. So, and I've cleaned those receivers. Now I'll just clean these a bit and then put them on. These being this, that's number 2, which goes here maybe, 3, 4. See if it's got number 1. This one here goes at the end here. This is number 4. I think that's 4. Yeah, number 5. So 5 goes here, 4 goes here, 2 goes here. That should be number 3. Near as I can tell, that's a 3. Anyway, so I'll put them on, and they only can go one way because these spacers make it happen. Then just have to slowly bring that down because it lifts the valves as I bring it down. Then I can go ahead and adjust or get a feeler gauge in and just see how close they are at all. You read that? Inlet valves, stem to guide clearance 0.043 to 0.058 millimeters. Inlet exhaust 0.035 to 0.076 millimeters. So I'll see if I can find a way to measure these things. Yeah, I had to dig a bunch more to find the proper valve clearance here. So valve clearance is inlet 0.2 millimeters, exhaust 0.5 millimeters, which makes a bit of sense because I didn't have a spacer that would go down as far as the other ones. The other stuff that I was reading there is, I'll go back up. Here we are. Well, a different place, but same data. Stem to guide clearance is what I got there, and that's in the guide, into the guide. So anyway, where the valve comes up through, anyhow. But I do have this on, right? Somehow these were different threads. I don't know why, don't know where, but these ones were metric and the rest of them were standard or imperial. These ones were metric, right? The rest were imperial. So I changed the thread on those bolts because anyhow, that's done. Yeah, so exhaust is this one, 0.18. Whoops, can you see that? 0.18, which is that, right? Then this one here is good. This one is good. Check that one next. So you can just put a wrench onto the back of the camshaft and turn it until whatever you want is there, right? That's this one up. There's the wrench, right? Then see if I can get this thing jammed in here. It's a little bit difficult to get that in there. And that seems to be okay. Like it's hard to tell with this because the angle you have to go on, right? And maybe I'll bend that to make it a bit easier. Just hang on. Yeah, that fits in better. And then it is a good fit. It's just the way it should be, a bit of a drag on it. Then exhaust is this one here, so I'll turn the motor around some more. So I'll turn the camshaft around some more, right? Too far there. Anyway, it's the that one's exhaust. See if I can. Not enough hands here. Hey, not enough hands. Never enough hands. And then that one's a bit. No, it fits. It's a bit of a push to get it in there, but I think we're okay. So all the exhaust ones are pretty good. I think they got lots of gap. Now the other one is inlet, which is 0.008 inches, which this thing here is bent forever now. I'll get it out. Hang on. Or I'll just set the camera up here somewhere, right? What? Okay. How's that? Yeah. So that size there for the inlets, and that goes through easy. So there's lots of gap there. I don't know how much. I'm not going to change anything to make it. Just see what happens here. Put a bigger one in and see what happens. That's 11. 11's pretty tight. So that's supposed to be 0.8 and it's 11, so it's 3 thousandths over. And I don't think I can get anything to change that. Or if I try, I'll just make it worse, right? This is inlet. This one's 0.8. Yeah, and it slides in there. And 11 is a tight fit. Okay, here we are, back again, right? So this one here, the last one is this one, which, again, the 8 is a little bit small, a little bit, 11 doesn't go through, so it's just a bit bigger than 8. And that's, I'm happy with that, like that. They all have gaps, so that's good. Now I gotta figure out the torque for that, and maybe straighten out my, should I just leave that bent or straighten it out? I wonder if that'll, I'll straighten it out. Okay, there you go. That's these things here. I'll get the torque specifications, torque that down, and then I'm done with the head for now. And it seems to turn all right, so I'll put it towards top dead center, which is that. Okay, there, that's the top dead center mark there, and it lines up with that and that quite nicely. And then you can see that this, both those valves are up, so that's in the fire position. So good. So that thing is ready to go. Now I think, I don't know what, but I haven't torqued these yet. I'll torque them. I'll get the torque specification right now and do that. Bearing, camshaft bearing cap and cover attachment. Camshaft bearing cap attachment. 5/16 inch, yeah, that's the one here. 14 foot-pounds. Okay. Yeah, so I trust this old torque wrench of mine better for light stuff. This one here, it's okay when you get up into, 30 and 15, 30 and above, but 15 is too light for it. I need to get a 1/4 inch drive one or something, a smaller one that's for lighter duty. Anyway, they're all at 15 with this one, and if I really needed to, I can go, I have one that measures in inches, which would be right here. So you multiply by 12 foot-pounds, so you had, what would be 15 foot-pounds times 12 would be 50, 60, about 60 of these, right? And that would be up around there, which would be, and that's a good measurement. Anyway, there we go. That's that all right. Now, I think I'm going to start getting ready on the, that's about all for today anyhow. I don't think I'll get anything else done today. But did pretty good. That's ready to go. And that's, whoops, I'm pointing the wrong way. This is ready to go. And that's quite good. Okay. What do we do now? I'll do, start at the bottom end, right? I'll just put that aside because that's all that needs to be done there. I'll make sure that it turns, well, it turned over everything. I'm going to just run it through and make sure it turns over, and then I'll put this goopy goop on everything, right? Put goopy goop on everything. Turned over a couple of times, and just cover that stuff with that oil. So I'll turn it over a couple of times and then cover it over, and that'll be that. Yeah, okay, here it is next day, and what's coming up now, do you ask? Well, can't get that off. The great reveal, right? There's the crankshaft. So I'll work on the crankshaft and get stuff, well, the crankshaft is all set to go. I've already measured it all. I'll clean it up a bit and get it going, installed in here. Maybe the pistons first. I don't know what the order will be. Likely the pistons first. Anyhow, but I think I'll cut this video off here because it's getting to be long enough and a good place to cut it off. So the head is done and ready to go back onto there when I get this ready. So that'll be coming along. I have to find my timing chain. I think I hung it on the wall or something. I don't know where I put it. Anyway, I'll find it. It'll be somewhere. So hope you enjoyed it all. Make sure you like and subscribe, and come on back for more. More coming soon. Bye for now. Yeah, here I am. June 13th already. And summer's getting to be here. Able to sit on the deck and have a beer last night, and a couple of nights ago too. So that's okay. See what's happening at the beach today. Buster and I. Nothing in the pond. These little flowers here have come up. They're quite pretty. I used to know what they're called, but I don't remember right now, and there's another batch of them over there. Low tide-ish. It's what we call a high-low tide because it doesn't go out very far. And then there's a low-high tide or a high-high tide. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, low tide now. There we are. That's it for today. See